The American Civil War cost 600,000 lives, more than in World War I and World War II combined. Its social consequences were especially far-reaching. The war resulted in the emancipation of 4 million enslaved African Americans. It also brought vast changes to the nation's financial system, fundamentally altered the relationship between the states and the federal government, and it became modern history's first total war. The election, in late 1860, of a Republican president opposed to the expansion of slavery into the Western Territories led 7 states in the Lower South to secede from the Union in early 1861 and to establish the Confederate States of America. After newly inaugurated President Abraham Lincoln notified South Carolina's governor that he intended to resupply a federal fort in Confederate territory, Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor, the Confederacy fired on the fort and captured it, leading the President of the United States to declare that a rebellion existed in the South. The slave states of the Upper South soon followed the Deep South into rebellion against the federal government. Initially, Lincoln and his generals anticipated a conventional war in which Union soldiers, the North, would respect civilians' property in the South. As the war dragged on, however, the Civil War became history's first total war, a war in which the Union sought the Confederacy's total defeat and unconditional surrender. To achieve success, Union military leaders like Ulysses S. Grant and William Tecumseh Sherman believed that it was necessary to break the South's will to fight. A general order was issued that declared that military necessity allowed the, quote, destruction of property and appropriation of whatever an enemy's country affords necessary for the subsistence and safety of the army. This order allowed Union soldiers to destroy anything that might be of use to the Confederacy. General Sherman summed up the idea of total war in blunt terms. Quote, "We are not only fighting hostile armies," he declared in 1864, "but a hostile people, and must make old and young, rich and poor, feel the hard hand of war." As a result of the Civil War, the South lost 1/4 of its white male population of military age, 1/3 of its livestock, half its farm machinery, and $2.5 billion worth of human property, its enslaved African American labor force. Factories and railroads were destroyed, and southern cities like Atlanta, Charleston, Columbia, and Richmond were devastated. In South Carolina, for example, the value of property plunged from $400 million in 1860, ranking it 3rd in the nation, to just $50 million in 1865.